joining BYU Sports Nation now, friend of the program. We're going to call him Grandpa Fowler today. No, I'm just kidding.
Why?
I'm just kidding. I won't do that. We're going to call him Bicep Blaine because if you missed it last week, the bicep battle with Brian Logan was on. Blaine, you said you would not be outworked by Brian Logan. What have you done over the past week to make sure that doesn't happen?
Well, I've really gone at it hard, and Brian knows because he and I have been going back and forth on Twitter. I've invited him to come up and work out with us up there because I don't want to have an unfair advantage over him because I don't know that he has the resources of people around him and all the handlers and everything like I have.
The handlers?
So, yeah, I feel like maybe I need to let him come and work out with me just to give him a little bit of a start to try to keep up. And so it's funny because I went and I usually work out on my own, but I do some MMA and some boxing training with a couple of trainers. And Emily's one of them. I mentioned to her, I said, hey, my buddy Brian Logan, he's challenged me. And she goes, well, if he challenged you, then he challenged me. Let's get in the gym. Come on, let's go. She is killing me since Brian challenged me. And I feel it's almost like an unfair advantage. I don't know how Brian's going to ever even keep up with me. There's just no way.
We need to ask Brian about this because last week he said he was going to run 20 miles starting this week because I sent out a tweet, and if I got 50 favorites, he was going to run 20 miles. We should have made it like 100 or 200, but he's supposed to be running 20 miles this week.
Yeah, and has he really done that?
You guys need to follow up with him because
gotta ask.
He needs somebody to motivate him. And so what I've done is, because I know that trying to get my bicep bigger than his is not hard. It already is. Let's face it. It's already bigger than his. And so, but he's got that rip cut thing on top of it. I mean, it almost looks like somebody implanted a walnut on top of his bicep.
I heard you mention it.
And so it's ripped. And so I figure if I'm gonna have the combination of much bigger than him, but also be as ripped as him, I'm gonna have to add some cardio. So as soon as he challenged me, I added 3 days of cardio to my 4 days of weight training just to keep up with Brian. So that's the deal. On
to other topics of less importance. Let's ask you today's Twitter question. What's the significance of BYU's 10 consecutive bowl games, Blaine?
Assuming they beat UNLV on Saturday, which they will.
You're funny.
Yeah, they're going to beat UNLV. Let's just say that. If you want a preview, I'll give it to you. They're going to kill them.
Okay. Thanks for that, Blaine.
But the significance of it is BYU has had the opportunity for a decade now to have all of that additional practice time to develop their team. And when you're playing in a bowl game, you stay in the national spotlight for longer each year, which impacts your recruiting. There's nothing worse than having a drought for a few years of not being in a bowl. If you don't go for a couple of years, you're off the radar in the month of December as people are preparing for bowl games. You're not playing during that bowl time. And you're not developing your young players, so you don't have those extra practices. And kids want to come play for a program that gets a reward trip at the end of each year. And so it's huge. I mean, I think it's helped. I think BYU's, they're landing more quality athletes. They're more athletic than they've been maybe ever. Well, I don't know if ever, because there's been some really athletic teams, but their depth of talent is there. We've really had to see that this year with all of the injuries. But I think if you don't go to 10 straight bowl games, I think that it hurts all of that. I think it puts the program back. And it's a huge accomplishment when you think about some of the great programs in the country that have not been to 10 consecutive bowl games. There's very few that have been to 10 consecutive bowls.
Blaine, we asked Trevor Maddich yesterday what the Cougars need to do to inject some enthusiasm and excitement into the fan base this season to get excited about what lies ahead in 2014. He joked and said, I don't know, have a green Jell-O day, but then he said that in jest, of course, but said if you can't get excited about the blackout and the next opportunity to play, then I don't know what will get you excited. What do you think will get BYU fans excited in 2014? Is there anything that can save the season?
No, I think there is. Now, when Trevor's speaking from a player's perspective, because if he's on that team or I'm on that team or you guys are on that team, you're excited that you just get another opportunity to play. Every time you get to walk out on that field, you should be just completely pumped. I mean, it's an unbelievable opportunity, and you should just want to go dominate no matter who you're playing and no matter what your record is.
That's how I treat this show every day, Blaine.
That's right. So you guys, we all know that we're blessed to be in the business that we're in, to be able to just talk about what we do, talk about sports for a living. Are you kidding me? every one of us are grateful for that, and we feel like when we go on the air, we got to give it our best because we owe that back for being blessed to be able to be part of it. That's how players should feel. They should feel blessed that they're playing Division I football. They should marvel that they're out there every week, and they should give it their all. There should be no issue with the players being motivated. Now, the fans, that's a different story, and I understand where the fans are coming from. UNLV's not good. Savannah State is worse than that. But a fan should come just for the experience, just to get to the stadium, be there with their family, eat treats, and watch good quality football. I think what the fans are looking for is progression. They want to see BYU make progression. I think they saw some good things in the Middle Tennessee game. The defense looked better. They didn't have all the assignment errors that they've had. I think the fan base wants to see that again this week against UNLV, and they want to see a dominating performance. They wanted to blow them off the field. Then they wanted to blow Savannah State off the field. But I think this fan base is all waiting, and they're saying, okay, we think things are fixed on defense because of Middle Tennessee, but we don't know. We won't know until they line up against Cal. And Cal is a top 5 elite offense in the United States. And so I think the fans...
And Canada.
yeah, that's true. In the world, really? So... Yeah, because I'm telling you, in the Ukraine, they do not play a good quality.
I don't know. The Munich Fire, they bring it, man.
Stop it.
I'm telling you, Cal on offense is better than any team in Germany, any team in Italy, any team in Russia, any team in Japan. I'm telling you right now.
Really?
They're world-class offense.
Jared Goff is the number 4 passer in the country right now.
Yes.
That's how disinterested we are in UNLV and Savannah State. We're talking about Cal right now.
Well, but here's the thing. I think what people want to see, and they'll get excited, if they blow UNLV off the field, they blow Savannah State off the field, and they look good doing it. They don't have assignment errors. They don't give up big plays. They look sharp on offense. They don't turn the ball over. And then people start to go, okay, the momentum is building, and now we get to see if the changes we think are happening and the progression we think is happening since Middle Tennessee is real. And so if they can go out and beat Cal and play well defensively, and Cal's not real good on defense, so BYU should score, but they play well defensively, then I think the fans are going to get excited about the bowl game. They're going to say, okay, injuries had a big impact. We went through a little bit of a funk in the middle of the season. We're back on the rails, and this thing is moving forward. That's what I think the fan base is looking for. And I hate to put that much importance on a single game, but I think the Cal game is huge. I think it's a litmus test, and I think people are looking forward to that.
Certainly. It's a chance for BYU to finish 3-0 against P5 teams this season. How about that?
And they're 0-3 against the Mountain West. What the heck, man?
Hey, but here's the thing. BYU, they have an opportunity, Blaine, and they're not going to face a better offense in the bowl game coming off of Cal. That's just a fact. Even if they play East Carolina,
or
California's offense is that good.
That's the fact. And you know what? I hope they do get East Carolina in the bowl because that's the projections, because that's a team that was on the radar for a lot of the season, considered a quality top 30 team. And so if BYU can go out and shut down the prolific offense of Cal and win that game and then go into a bowl game and win, then I think everyone's going to have this sense of, okay, things got fixed. We'll chalk up those middle 4 losses to injuries and just a crazy amount of disruption because of those injuries. And, could any team recover from that? And if they got it back on the wheels and they got it going, I think people would go, hey, you know what? I'm good with this. I'm happy, and I'm looking forward to next season when they get Jamal back and they get Taysom back and they get all these injured players back, that now they can have a launching pad. Isn't it? It's scary that there's that much pressure on the Cal game, but it's a fact. I mean, that there is that much pressure on that game. BYU has to come out and show that they've been able to fix the things that were troubling in midseason and play better defensively, and people will believe. If they go out and Cal puts a 60 on them, then people are going to go, okay, things weren't fixed, we just played 3 crappy teams.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure, right?
That is a lot of pressure. November 29th is going to be a big day. But more importantly, November 15th, countdown to kickoff live at 6 Eastern time. That's a shameless plug.
Get bowl eligible.
Brian Logan. Go ahead, Blaine.
I'd say we will break it down for you on that.
Yes,
that's
we will.
For sure.
We'll get you excited for something you may not be excited about. Brian Logan has weighed in. I was coming up to work out with you, Blaine, to give you some tips. I don't need help. LOL. #service.
Oh, man.
Response.
Yeah, he did say in his tweet last week, maybe I need to come up and show Emily a few workout tricks so she can work on your biceps.
Blaine, we wish you the best of luck with that pursuit, the most important pursuit until Saturday when BYU plays UNLV.
Yeah, Brian and I both try to add an inch to our biceps and a bit of a peak by the bowl game. That's our goal.
We'll have a bicep off.
BYU's got to get better on defense and dominate Cal. Brian and I need to add an inch to our biceps.
Hey, thanks, Blaine. The bicep battle is real. We'll talk to you again soon.